What's up, peeps? It's Kane from Landing Ketchup, and welcome to my roundup for autumn season, guys. Yeah, so if you guys don't know what this show is, this is the first time I'm doing this, but this is where I do a summary of the whole season of anime that I watched. Oh, what? Should have wrote everything now. But anyways, this will be in order of when I finish the final episode of the series. So what'll happen is I'll have the opening song, an opening MV playing here while I talk over and just give like my opinion and my views on what the series has been, what the series experience for me was. So yeah, here we go. First one is Show by Rock, second season actually. The first season was kinda but the second season really picked it up, and it's I know it's kind of rubbishy, but you know, it's not in a category of an above average show. But for its designs and for its music, it's actually pretty good, I would say. Not the best, but it's pretty good. Would I recommend this show? Maybe if you're into the more mainstream kind of shows, maybe not. But if you watch any kind of shows, and if you like music, and if you like all the moe blob shit, then yeah, it's suitable for you for sure. Moving on, the next show is www.working. And this series is actually the original web manga that inspired the Working series, the Working ! Series. All I have to say about this series is it's really good. It has solid comedy, it has really good characters, and everything in that show is really whole. The only qualm I had was that they kind of compacted it into 12 episodes, which probably could have been stretched out into a couple of seasons, but I think maybe they're too afraid of it not being that popular for it to have a second season, so they kind of compressed everything into 12 episodes. So it felt a little bit rushed in the story, but aside from that, everything, the whole show is good. I'll definitely recommend it if you like comedy series, man. Go and watch it and have a good laugh. Next up is Hibike Euphonium. Hibike Euphonium, this series picked up really well from last season. Every relationship of everyone in that show got a lot better, and I love that. And I would most likely plan to do like a short breakdown in the animation style, because it's KyoAni and they've really emphasized on subtle human feelings and motions that I guess our normal daily reaction would be. And they caught that really well, and everyone's relationship felt pretty honest and pretty real, and that's what I loved about this show. And it ended quite sweetly actually. Especially the first episode was an hour-long episode, which caught me off guard. I really didn't think they went all out and make a full hour-long episode, which was a treat, really, which was a really good treat because I love KyoAni. I've never missed a KyoAni show except for maybe that one gay swimming show. But all in all, I loved it. It ended very greatly, and I don't know if they will have a second season or not. I don't know if they have a third season or not, but if they do, I'll still watch it because of KyoAni, guys. Come on. Next up is Okusama ga Seitokaichou. This show is also a second season, and it's great. It's a short series, it's 7 minutes each episode. The first episode of the first season caught me completely off guard. I was like, what the hell is going on throughout the second half of the first episode, and from then on it picked up. And then when second season came out, I was insanely happy. And one thing I want to say is everyone in that show are complete sluts. Yeah, that's bad to say, but yeah, they pretty much act like one. Well, maybe they're in the whole teenager horny stage thing, but yeah, judging from what I said, you know what kind of show this is going towards. Next up is Yuri On Ice. I think I don't have to say much about this show. This show was so overhyped, it was all over my Facebook timeline. I couldn't watch it without being spoiled, kinda, but all in all, it's actually a really, really good sports show besides it being pretty damn gay. But why I say it's a good sports show, because it's not just about them practicing the sports, it's about their mindset and what they want to achieve during their performance, during their figure skating performance. And that's a very touching thing to experience. And that was the whole experience of them performing. Is not just like generic sports show where it's their mind on how to beat this person, and I need to get better, and I need to come up with some random ass powers to defeat this opponent, but no, all they have to do is stay true to themselves and fight as an individual against each other and against themselves. And I really like the fact that Yuri started from the bottom, like literally. He made it all the way to pretty high, and then he just dropped for his own personal reasons and a lot of things going on through his mind, and then you can see his growth throughout the whole series, and that was amazing. That was very relatable in some way, and given that the whole show is being very right on the whole male side thing. Yeah, all in all, it's a great show. I definitely suggest you to watch it. Even if you're not into sports anime, go watch this show. It gives a very great experience for everyone. Yeah, and I'm sure a lot of us can relate to the characters, and that's why this show was pretty damn overhyped. I mean, aside from all the girls going crazy with the whole fan servicing thingies. But yeah, moving on. Next one is another sports show that's very exotic and bizarre. Keijo. That's right, you can see there in the opening where there's boobs and butts, and yeah, I'm not complaining. Watch the show for the boobs, stayed for the plot, if you know what I mean. But no, in all seriousness, Keijo is a really good show as well. It's a good sports show, and it's an epic sports show. It's more towards the kind of generic sports theme where they have how to overcome your opponent with a special power kind of thing, which I just mentioned earlier. But the first episode itself was really good, and I wish they told the manga story instead, because the anime started off in like 30 chapters after the manga, and that whole 30 chapters explained a lot about the main character Nozomi, in which that was a great thing to experience. You can tell how Nozomi get to that point in time of the anime. Maybe hopefully they will show that in an OVA or something, but I hope that you anime watchers won't miss out that part, and if you get a hold of the manga, go read the manga as well. The art style for the show was really good. They really kept with the whole manga art style, with some parts where it has thick lines, and the animation was superb. It was amazing. It's animated by Zebek. I don't know how you pronounce it, but it was animated by them, which is also doing Bang Gym for the next season, which I'm excited about as well. But yeah, Keijo is an amazing show. Go check it out if you like plot, both types of it. Next up is Stella and Mahou. I came into this show thinking that I would get a lot of like new game vibes, where the whole moe block kind of thing, because the art style is really cute. It's amazing how cute it is. But it has a lot of moe block elements, but at the same time it has quite a real situation where these girls dream of making indie games, visual novels or those type within their capabilities. At one point their president was like, "This will be hard. Are you sure you want to do this?" And that idea was amazing, because it's not just all K-on! Where it's just, hey, let's make lyrics, and then they just make lyrics and make songs out of nowhere. But they really worked hard towards, you can tell the effort of them working hard towards making the game and making it successful, of course. I would definitely recommend this show to those who just like to relax and watch. It's relatively a relaxing show with pretty good elements into it, so I'd say it's very real. At the same time, it's pretty cute. So yeah, there you have it. Next one we have is Jojo, of course, part 4 with Josuke. I'll tell you, the whole journey throughout the whole season, they make it really worth it to watch towards the end especially. This was a double season combined. It's 39 episodes compared to part 3 where it was 48 episodes. But the whole experience, the whole season made it worth watching and worth catching up every week. And every fight was fucking epic, and I loved every second of it. I mean, it's Jojo, man. You can't go wrong with Jojo. Jojo is seriously one of the greatest, like, long-term epic ones that I've seen. One of the greatest. If you haven't watched Stardust Crusade, Stardust Crusaders? No. If you haven't watched Diamond is Unbreakable yet, go watch the first and second season, which was part 1 to 3, and then follow up with part 4, because that makes the whole experience a lot more engaging, and it's great. Jojo is great. Like, if you haven't watched it, go watch from the first one. Don't watch the OVA. Don't watch the 2000 OVA. Watch the 2012 one. Yeah, that's Jojo's a great show. I really recommend everyone to watch it. Next, we have one of my favorite shows this season, maybe this whole 2016, one of my favorite shows, Flip Flappers. It's one of the most stylized, the most bizarre, and the most exotic, and one of the best told stories and the best fantasy world that it has created. And I may be overpraising it a little too much, but it's one great show that sadly does not receive enough traction as it should, because it's amazing. And I want to say something, but I'm afraid of spoiling it. But the whole journey from start to the finish was good after good, and it just consistently got better and better every episode. And towards the end, there was a character which was played by Keijo no Ai, which she did a magnificent job playing that character, and then everyone in that show was almost perfectly casted. It's mind-blowing, it's crazy, it's so good. The show is so good. I would definitely recommend you to watch it. Please do watch it, and tell your friends to watch it if you've already watched it. It's an amazing show. I've said this too many times now. It's great, really. Next up is Shuumatsu no Izetta, which also translates to sort of like The Last Witch Izetta, or rather in the English title is The Last Witch. The show is set in like a World War II-ish environment, and it's with a mix of magic inside, and that made a whole new kind of genre for it. The story progression was pretty generic, I would say, but it was really well told. I would say it's definitely above average show. It's not up there in the top 10 for me, but it's definitely worth a watch for this show because of how the story is told between this princess and the witch, and how both of them carry and lead their countries to victory, basically. Both of them and everyone in their subordinates and their friends and everyone that they helped. What I really loved about this show was how they portrayed loyalty with everyone, and there were assholes in it as well. And when you see loyal soldiers, you just have this lump in your throat where you go like, holy shit, these guys are fucking loyal. That is crazy beyond words. In how the princess, or the archduchess rather, conveys her own mindset, which was amazing, which she wanted peace and not just dominate the whole world, while, you know, the villain was Germania, because apparently they can't put Nazis in, I guess. But yeah, while the villains had this idea of world domination and just wipe off the whole earth with whatever means they can. And everyone who was loyal to the Archduchess was just breathtaking. It was amazing. It's definitely worth a watch. And I hope there's a season 2 for it to continue. Maybe an after story. But at the same time, I want to see more of this show. But at the same time, I want it to sort of end there because it had a pretty complete ending, I would say. And I try not to spoil too much for you guys. Especially for the next show. Mahou Shoujo Ikusei Keikaku was one hell of a ride. I am so glad I kept it for last. I watched up to about episode 5 and then I stopped, and I waited for the whole season to end, and I binge watched from 5 straight to 12 in one night. And I was so glad that I did it because episode after episode it was just one after another craziness and on top of craziness, and it gets better and better every time, and it gets wilder, and it's just all over the place. It's insane how well written it was and how everyone reacted to what happened in the whole show. And I don't want to spoil too much, and I can't say much without spoiling it, but I would say from the first 5 minutes of the first episode itself already tells you what type of show you'll be going into. So if you want to give it a try, watch the first like 5-10 episodes of it and see if you're into this kind of show for now. If you are, then continue watching, and I tell you it's definitely worth watching. And there are parts where it's just mind-blowing and it's so good. Oh, I'm so glad I watched this last. because it impacts me a lot, and the impact that they have on the audience is just crazy. So yeah guys, there you have it. That's all the shows that I've watched in the last season, autumn. And there's one more that I'm gonna watch later on, which I may or may not do a review. I don't know, I don't really do reviews. But that one show is called Sangatsu no Lion, and it's written by the same guy who did Honey and Clover, which... oh wait, totally forgot about Girlish Number. Girlish Number is one show that is my biggest fear in all the seiyus that I follow. If you watch my AFA vlog, you'll know that I follow seiyus a lot, and just getting a signature from them overwhelms me a lot. And this show is all about seiyus and what their sorta real personality it is. It's written by the same guy who did Oregairu, which, if you know, the writing in that anime was real. It was really down to earth to the max, like underground to earth. And this show is the same thing, like how real everyone was. And it's my biggest fear of how I follow seiyus, because the first line, or rather the second line in the first episode, I loved it already, because what she said was, "Oh shit, she stole my line." And that's just wow. I mean, it's the one fear that I have in seiyus, where on screen and on stage they have this persona of happy, lively, and backstage we never know what happens there. But yeah, this show really shows you how much assholes there are around, and everyone in that show was abnormally assholey except for maybe Gojo-kun and Yae-chan, which acted completely innocent in everything, which didn't really never show what her true personality is. Or maybe she's just dumb in general. But yeah, that's Girlish Number. And moving on, back to what I was saying about Sangatsu no Lion. It's written by the same guy who did Honey and Clover, which I didn't watch, but I know Honey and Clover was a really good fluff kind of show, so Sangatsu no Lion will definitely be on my list in the future. And there's one more show I want to mention is Urara Meiro Cho. It's something that I didn't mention in my previous what I'm gonna watch next season video, which links are in the sauce box below. So I'll add that into my list for what I'll be watching next season. And I might do like a first impression after the whole roundup of first episodes has begun. And I think Seiren starts soon and Bang Dream starts soon. So yeah, I'm looking forward for the next season. Not many shows I'm looking forward to. Some looks impressive in covers and art style, but I don't know how the whole progression goes. But so far, last season has been great, and this has been my full roundup of my autumn anime season review-ish kind of summary thing. I would go more detailed but I'm afraid of spoiling the show for you guys, so I want you guys to watch it and let me know what you think of the shows that I mentioned, and tell me what are your favorites and all those, all in the comments. And that's all I have for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Zap that like button if you enjoyed it, and don't forget to sub to catch up. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Here's Ken from Ketchup, signing off.